While it took the iPhone 20 months before it was able to recapture the title of phone style speed test champ, it did so in dominant fashion, beating last year's Note 20 Ultra by a big margin. And taking a look at the spec sheet, it's easy to see how. Not only did the iPhone have the new 5nm A14 Bionic chip, but Apple finally gave their Pro models more RAM at 6GB instead of only 4. But unlike last year's Note 20 Ultra, the Galaxy S21 Ultra comes with some important updates. At least in the model that we're testing here, it's powered by Qualcomm's all-new 5nm Snapdragon 888, it's running on Android 11, and we even enabled the enhanced processing option in the settings. Now, whether or not all of this will combine to be enough to put an end to the iPhone's reign as speed test champ, well, there's only one way to find out. Alright, we'll kick things off by starting the stopwatches on each phone and then jumping into the first row, where the two perform identically in Facebook, but here in Starbucks, the iPhone gets hung up a little, allowing the Galaxy to pull ahead as it moves on to Microsoft Word, where it loads that 500-page document faster than at least any other Android phone we've seen before, which is a good sign for the Galaxy, since the iPhone typically makes a comeback in that Microsoft suite, but at least so far, there's no comeback in sight, with the Galaxy maintaining its lead in the camera app, and from the looks of it, it's actually processing these filters in Snapseed at a faster rate. So things aren't looking so good for the champ. As we move on to the video editing portion of the test, the Galaxy has a huge lead, but this is where the iPhone shines. We'll see if it can make up some ground here with its A14 Bionic chip, where it looks like it is, with it actually making the comeback completely, putting the phones neck and neck as they work on Google Trends. And with the iPhone just blowing through that task, it takes the lead for the first time as we move on to the gaming row. So a dramatic comeback midway through this first lap, but we still have plenty of tests to go. However, with the iPhone adding onto its lead in Subway Surfers, it's not going to be easy for the Galaxy to recover. It's going to need to load at least some of these games at a faster rate to make up for it, but so far, the iPhone is holding on. And at least from what we can tell here in Fit the Fat, the iPhone loaded that game faster as well. Now, in the past, the Galaxy was always able to rely on the second lap to make up for any deficit in the first lap. But with the iPhone 12 Pro Max finally having 6GB of RAM instead of just 4, the odds are in the iPhone's favor. And with the iPhone having a clean sweep over the Galaxy in that gaming row, it's pretty much secured it, with it finishing up with the last app in the bottom row in Amazon, clocking in a time of 1 minute and 46 seconds. The Galaxy S21 does manage to load Spotify at a faster rate as it does with Amazon, coming in 8 seconds later with a time of 1 minute and 54. So at this point for the Galaxy, its only real shot at a comeback is if the iPhone fails at keeping one of these apps open and ready to go. But as we've seen before, 6GB of RAM on an iPhone just seems to be more than enough for even this extreme workload. Now, with all of that said, it's important to note that both of these phones are extremely fast. We've continued to make our speed tests more and more intensive as these phones have become more powerful, and yet they still handle everything we throw at them. But at the end of the day, there can only be one champ, one phone that sits at the top of our speed test rankings. And after running multiple trials, it's official. That phone, and still phone style speed test champ, is the iPhone 12 Pro Max. We still have our Galaxy S21 Ultra versus iPhone 12 Pro Max battery test coming up soon. It's going to be interesting to see if the Galaxy can take that top spot away from the iPhone in our rankings, so be sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss out on that video.